Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at some test battles here for the Summer Cup. I already made a video for the top 10 teams for this cup, and I kind of wanted to spice up some things here a little bit with the Hisuian Electrode in a double fire backline. And I feel like this team actually has a lot of potential in the current meta, and you're going to see here as well why this team was actually quite a lot of fun. There's one Pokemon that can be a little bit tricky, but you can still play around it quite a bit, and honestly, the say-stop of the Typhlosion was so much fun here today. I gotta see the opponent having a Vigoroth here swapping into us. We can go ahead and go for a big wild charge. The Hisuian variant of the Electrode is also really cool here. Definitely a fun Pokemon to run. I think it's kind of underrated as well currently. We can go for the full farm down against the opponent. They cannot do anything about it. And let's see what they're gonna come back into with. We're gonna see here that they're going to go back into their Pidgeot, allowing us to go for a disarming voice and another one straight afterwards, as well as we have two of them stored now at this point. We maybe could have also went for one Incinerate, but I just didn't want to risk it. And so this disarming voice is going to get them kind of low, and we can even farm them down in time. So we have a shield, we have all three Pokemon, now only two Pokemon left, but they're going to have a Poliwrath here, but it's still going to be okay for us because we cannot speed them. Go for that Thunder Punch, and the opponent is going to just decide to kind of forfeit this battle. What I have to say today as well, the game was really in a horrible state again. There are going to be quite a lot of battles where I lose fast moves and stuff like this, so yeah, kind of would be better if the game would be a little bit better right now as well, but let's move on to the second battle. Horrible lead for us, but this is exactly why I kind of want to have this lead together with the Typhlosion, why I think it is so cool to have those two Pokemon together. We're going to have an electric type Pokemon in the lead with, of course, electric type coverage, and we have a Say-Stop that has coverage for the exact same type as the lead. And if you know my videos, if you see my team building videos and stuff like this, you already know that, especially for ABB style lines, I just love to have coverage from the lead on my Say-Swap. And here exactly is what we have here. We have Thunder Punch on a Pokemon that is not electric type, and kinda you bait out the Pokemon that your lead doesn't want to face, and you just completely can punish them with the Thunder Punch on your Say-Stop. The opponent stops onto a Charger Bug here, fine for them. I don't really mind too much because I can swap out into my other Fire-type Pokemon here with the Skeledirge in the back. I was unsure about the Skeledirge. I don't know if the Skeledirge is the right Pokemon for this here in the back. I don't know if there's a better Pokemon to use. If you would have an idea for a Pokemon that I maybe should use instead in the back, let me know in the comment section, because I just love the core of the lead and the Say-Swap. Skeledirge is still good, like Skeledirge is definitely doing a great job. But like Double Fire can be sometimes a little bit too unbalanced maybe for the meta. That's kind of what I want to say with that. But maybe there's a different Pokemon in the back that could even work better for me. But anyway, here we're going to be able to still win the battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. Electrode against Toxapex. This is the Pokemon I kind of want to talk about. It is a little bit annoying to deal with. Here actually we're going to have a great play for us because the opponent is going to go into the Vigoroth. And we're going to notice something here which I didn't know prior. And this is that the two Incinerates here are sadly not going to be enough. We're going to see it here after the Body Slam comes through. They survive with exactly 1 HP. And this is completely changing the entire battle, like completely. Like this is like the 1 HP here is going to make it so much more difficult because you have to use a shield if we're going to keep our Typhlosion kind of healthy, especially if we're going to try to punish them with the Thunder Punches. And this is going to be like so much worse for us now because they just survived with 1 HP. And so maybe it is better to just go for the Wild Charge and then swap instead into your other Pokemon, to the Ghost type there in the back with the Skeledirge, because you're not really threatened by the stab moves, just by the Rock Slide. Was a mistake by me, but I kind of just thought, okay, I can go for 2 Incinerates, then just Thunder Punch down the Toxapex. Here we were able to catch the correct move, at least for us, but they swap out at the same time, which is really annoying for me. I was thinking that they most likely stay in and try to get some energy advantage because I didn't know what they have in the back, but it is going to be that Charger Bug, and of course, it is going to be a cup of Charger Bugs here. And also, what you didn't see there as well, I just lost 1 Incinerate against the opponent's what's called Toxapex there, and this can actually be quite crucial here. Maybe I could have went for a Wild Charge and otherwise just got the Fire Shield, but I think it doesn't really matter anyway. But it's just like those small things that are just kind of annoying in my opinion. Anyway, let's move on to the next opponent. We're going to have the Chestnut in the lead. That's going to be a lead that is quite awkward for us, but we have 2 Fire-type Pokemon in the back, and so there is no real reason for us to just stay in. We can swap out immediately, and we're gonna get out exactly the Pokemon that I kind of want to get out of here. The Water-type Pokemon in terms of toxapex here, and as you're going to be able to just outspam them the entire time, we're going to have quite a decent time, I would imagine. As you're gonna see, we can just go for the Thunder Punch spam, gonna get 1 shield already, and yeah, we're going to be able to just get another Thunder Punch in here. This is going to be able to connect against the opponent, and we're going to be able to get the final shield from them. They have some lag here. I actually waited out a little bit there as well, just for them to catch up. Like, this was on my part where I just stopped tapping for a little bit. This was not the game having some issues. They're gonna go for a Brain, and I'm going to try to catch a move here onto my Skeledirge, and this works out amazingly as well. And so we're going to be able to catch that Sludge Wave, and we will see here that the opponent is going to have a Charger Bug in the back. Perfect for us. We can go for the Shadow Ball straight away to do massive amounts of damage here with our Skeledirge. Not going to be able to get the knockout, but this next fast move that snuck through there should be enough to knock them out. And as you can see, they're gonna go for actually the double resisted move there, which is kind of hilarious. We can go for the super effective disarming voice, and this game is kind of over. They might still be able to knock out my Skeledirge, but that is most likely it for them. Like, I don't think there's anything that the opponent can do here anymore. They decide to do still, like, they try their best still here, but we have the Wild Charge stored already. This is going to be enough to knock them out, and we can win this game quite easily. Moving on to the next opponent, we're going to have the Electrode against the Vigoroth here. This is going to be a matchup where you can just go ahead and try to go for the Wild Charge, but they swap out into the Marowak. I don't have a great answer here. I was thinking as well before building this team, if Shadow Claw variant might be a little bit better for the Typhlosion, but I decided against it. In hindsight, maybe Shadow Claw version would have been better for like those matchups, and I think this might be also something to adjust the team a little bit for when you actually play the Cup, if you want to play this team to have some fun. I feel like Shadow Claw version actually does make quite a lot of sense here for this team, especially just if you're going to encounter someone running a Skeledirge against you, or again, this Pokemon here, Skeledirge, is going to be a little bit more of a common Pokemon that I would imagine compared to the Marowak. It is just going to be better to run the Shadow Claw fast move instead of Incinerate. Anyway, look at this damage coming here from that Blast Burn. Oh, we cannot see it yet, but we can still go for another Blast Burn as the opponent just does not want to go for a charge move for whatever reason. This is going to be able to do massive damage. You can swap out into the Electrode as I go back into a Vigoroth here. I was not sure if I would have been able to survive 1 charge move from them, so I decided to just go straight for the Wild Charge, hoping that they would not know my counts, and they don't know the counts. But now, there is going to be something tricky here, because they still have the Hydro Cannon. They are most likely have 2 at this point, and I just have to hope that I survive 1 here with my Fire type. Can I survive this one? Yes, I can, and I can win this game. Next opponent, we are flying through the battles here today. If you enjoy this type of video a little bit earlier before the battles or like the new cup actually going to start, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the video. I don't want to say subscribe to the video, it doesn't make sense, man. But it's going to be fine. We're going to encounter here a Quagsire, and we are gonna be able to use a shield. And this shield is actually quite interesting. Why is it the case? Because we can go for a Blast Burn now. And you think, oh, resisted damage here, that is not gonna do anything. You're sure about that? I don't think so. This did quite a lot of damage, I would say. And so, in comes the Toxapex, a Pokemon that we can easily retaliate with our Thunder Punch. And our Typhlosion is just going to have a great time here. Let's see if they're going to go for the charge move in time. They do this time around, at least. Like, it's kind of easy to count those Thunder Punches because you're always going to need 2 Incinerates. It's literally the perfect amount of energy for that. But, yeah, let's take a look at the Brine coming through here, which is not going to do too much damage. I can still go for a Wild Charge, and so we're going to be able to now knock out the... Never mind, we can swap into the Skeledirge. I was thinking, is it better for me to go for a shield here? I was expecting that they're going to be a Vigoroth in the back, and I was like, most likely Brine is going to do more damage. And just for research, because I was curious at the same time, I just kind of want to take a look here, a kick on the side as well, which you're not going to see, but just to see if a Rock Slide does more, which we just took here from the opponent, while we can still try to knock them out with a Disarming Voice, or if the Brine would have done more, just for science, for future matchups, because it's kind of important for future matchups for sure. Brine does 62 damage, and the Rock Slide of a Vigoroth does 81 damage. So Brine would have been the move that I should have let go through, but we still win, and so it doesn't really matter. Horrible Lead again. Horrible Lead, but we can swap out here immediately. Toxapex is coming through, and we have the Thunder Punch for this Pokemon. They can take one, they can maybe take two, but they cannot take the upcoming Incinerate damage afterwards as well. So that is going to be a great matchup for me. As you can see, I can use this shield here. I mean, it's still not a great matchup, but we cannot speed them. We can still do quite some nice damage. And as you can see here, we're going to be able to do some shielding here. Actually, we're going to get some shields here from the opponent. We can even get another shield here most likely from the opponent. But again, we're going to be in a tough spot. And this is like the awkward thing about the Toxapex. So I wish I had a better answer to this in the back. I just would like to have something where I can swap in and don't have to try to catch a very hard-hitting move here, as the Sludge Wave is going to be resisted, and so I was able to catch it here. But again, like, it would be cool if there's like a Pokemon in the back here that is going to completely wall them. I know, something like a Quagsire most likely would make some sense for this team as well. Give you some more flexibility depending on what you face in the lead as well. I think Quagsire would be a cool substitute compared against the, Skeleton in the back. As you can see, we can knock out the Vigoroth because they went for the bait. I was not able to go for another fast move, and this might actually hurt us quite a bit here. Let's see what the opponent gonna decide to do here. They go back into the Toxapex, and because I didn't want to get hit by a move, I decided to swap out, and it's just down to the Electrode now. I think I should have just tried to go for the full farm down, but I didn't. And now I make another mistake because I thought maybe Exile's going to knock me out anyway, and so I decided to go for the Wild Charge. I'm not too sure. I think an Exile would have knocked me out actually from this range just because it's a super effective stab move from a Charger Bug. But now I just have to hope they can still take one shot move from the opponent, one discharge. Can we take it from that range? We actually get the move in, which is kind of important, which we didn't get always prior. We cannot, and so sadly we just barely go down. Final battle for today. Let's take a look at this one. Let's see if we're going to be able to win this one. You're going to see another Charger Bug, and I make a crucial mistake. We saw already from before how much damage in, I don't know, like Blaston does here, but sadly I decided to go for the Thunder Punch, which doesn't do any damage at all. And so we're going to be in a kind of awkward spot here, as I have to go for the Thunder Punch spam. They can let the move go through, and now they're in a great spot while I completely screwed this battle up for myself. If I just went ahead and went for the Blast Beam, I would have just won, like, the switch advantage at least. I don't know if I would have won the game, but I would have aligned myself, which would have been very important. And so, yeah, it's a little bit of an awkward one. I can go for the CMP tie here with a Wild Charge, which is at least kind of nice. This is going to be able to most likely knock them out here as they let the move go through. They go back into the Charger Bug. I can go into my Skeledirge, and they have their Toxapex in the bag, which means there is still a way of winning this game. This is not a bad matchup. Maybe I should have went for a charge move, one fast move earlier. I decided to, of course, use a shield on the Brine. I can go for the Shadow Ball and see how much damage it's going to do here. It is going to be able to connect, and at this point, the opponent is going to be forced to go for shields here against me because they know that Toxapex is very important to win the match for them, and my only play is to try to catch a move here on my Grass type in the back, because Brine would be resisted and I still would have some decent chance with it, but we have to see. I can still go for Disarming Voice. Let's see if the opponent decides to use a shield here. Hopefully they do, and they don't, and I don't really know if this was the play for them, unless they're running Crunch on the Charger Bug, which is actually smart. Yeah, okay, they're running Crunch on the Charger Bug, and so this game is guaranteed over. This would have not been a game for me at all anyway, so this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I see you later on for an actual showcase when this cap is live. So I see you then. Bye-bye.